Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 1 of The Odd Man Out. My name is Colby,
I'm Dan.
and it's here. The time's actually happened. We've been teasing this forever.
It's real. We actually did the thing
We
for
did
real
the
this
thing.
time.
For real, for real. We did it so well, too, that people don't realize exactly what we're talking about even now. We don't even know what we're talking about now.
I actually never know what I'm talking about. I just kind of make things up as I go every day.
That's
So
the secret to success is just pretending like you know what's going on. And that's a little bit of the secret factor of Odd Man Out.
for sure, it's just it's not even kayfabe. It's not even real. Nothing's real. Maybe
No,
I'm not real.
we may not be real, but we've got tonight, and tonight we have a amazing, incredible guest. Dan, we actually have a guest for one.
We do.
Someone,
It's not just listening to two of us talk for 40 minutes. So
no, you'll probably get plenty of that in the future, but we wanted to start things off in a very special way with a very special dude. Uh, I'm for one, thank you for making this happen. I got to give you credit for this. You kind of
of course,
spearheaded
man,
this event, and without you, we wouldn't have our amazing guest today.
for sure. Appreciate it.
Uh, First and foremost, we have a lot of people to thank, a lot of people to introduce, a lot of stuff to get through because this is episode 1, and people have been asking what the fuck we're doing. This is what the fuck we're doing. First and foremost, giant shout out to Grueling Terror for the amazing logo he did for this project. Uh,
Yeah,
Knocked it
crazy
out of the
work.
park. Yeah, knocked it out of the park. I basically sent him, hey, we're doing a thing with the panda bat skull thing.
It
Can you
looks
make
like the
this
Misfit
work?
School.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Misfits. Can you make this work? And he sent back the beautiful little Batanda, Batand. I don't know what to call it, whatever we're going to call it. We have that now.
For sure. I think the name. I don't think the NASA name is just called the Batanda for right now.
That's all it is.
Um,
You people can name
but
him. That's not our
if you have a
job.
name, if you have a good name idea, let me know. I'd love to hear what you think it should be named. So
Yeah, for real. Let one of us know. Send something, whether it be on Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. Formerly known as Twitter, Dan.
I accept telegrams from pigeons. Actually,
Yes, yes. If you
I
just
have a
want,
little pigeon box in my house. Actually, it's very nice.
they're not
They stay
lying.
very warm there.
Yes, little pigeon box. But before we get to pigeons, we should probably talk about the guest today because we have an amazing guest today. Future editor Colby here. My lovely dog Titan decided he really needed to be heard in parts of this upcoming interview. I do apologize. It is an Arctic freeze in Texas right now, and he really wanted to go outside. And I thought the mics did not pick up him whining, but a couple times they did. So please excuse the young lad. He merely wanted to go outside, and it was far too cold. Now, back to your regular event.
For
Uh,
sure.
th- Someone that we have loved their work for, I mean, fuck, now it's been years and years and years. Someone that has a connection to our previous life in our previous podcast. Uh, an illustrator, a writer, someone who does some incredible, unique work. Trimmer Dose, Double Walker, did a little bit of Wonder Woman, Diabolical. Today on this show, we have one of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet, Noah motherfucking Bailey.
Hooray!
We can finally say it.
For sure.
This
It's
is
been a long time. I've been working on this for what 3 or 4 weeks now. I think.
yeah. By the time people hear this, they'll see the graphics, they'll see the videos, everything will be up, and don't realize it's like all this shit has been kept secret for fucking ever, and it's hard not to talk about, and now we can.
And people understand what we're talking about versus this vague conversation I get into at like a party somewhere. Um,
Well, before we get to Noah, is there anything else we need to cover in this intro before we get to hit the main meat of the interview?
no, not really. I don't think so.
I don't think so
Um,
either. Well, without further ado, uh, ladies, gentlemen, freaks, creeps, peeps, and everybody in between, put your hands together, sit your ass down, and listen to the amazing, the incredible, the one, the only, Noah Bailey.
Nice to meet you guys.
Dude, great to meet you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh no, thanks for having me, man. This is fun.
Dude, of course. We've been excited to launch this project forever, and you were like in the very first names of people who wanted to be a part of it, and so it was fucking awesome having you on.
Oh, dude, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I don't like doing a lot of these, but like I like you guys seem so cool, so I was like, oh, this will be a fun talk.
Appreciate
Thanks,
that a
man.
ton. Yeah, for real. That's kind of our whole goal with this weird Odd Man Out project. It's trying to spotlight just people we hope will be make cool shit and we want to talk to.
Well, I'm glad I'm one of them. Thank you.
Yeah. You-
Yeah,
no- for real. Number one. This is technically Odd Man Out number one. Could be how we count the preview episode.
Okay, rad. No way. That's very cool. Wow, I'm fucking honored.
No, it's we're excited, especially our last project ended with the interview with Conrad and Clunan, so we thought starting this one only made sense having you on board.
Oh, awesome. Okay. When was that?
Oh fuck.
it's like what 20. Whenever they jumped on Wonder Woman, we decided to do an interview with them.
21. 'Cause it was right
2021,
before.
yeah.
Right before I moved.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that makes
that's-
sense.
Yeah, it was
Damn.
fucking a lifetime ago now.
Crazy to think that that was as long ago as it was.
Yeah, dude, it is. Well, yeah, I guess I've completely changed. I've changed careers and moved cities twice now since then, which
Really? Okay. What cities?
I went from Amarillo, Texas to Austin and now in San Antonio. All
Okay, yeah.
chasing the fun of wrestling.
You do like you're a pro wrestler or
Yeah.
like, no shit,
Yeah.
that's rad.
Yeah, comic shop by day, pro wrestling by night right now.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh, thank you.
What years were you in Austin?
Uh, originally I was like 2012, 2015. Then when I moved over there, it was 2021 to 2022.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I moved out of there I think in 2021.
Oh,
Or maybe 2022. I don't know
Yeah.
when actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't,
I lived right next door to Austin Books and Comics at the Chelsea on Lamar.
dude. No, so I almost those apartments. I almost lived forever. Like when I first moved there, I was trying to get in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. They I don't know. They tried to steal from me a few times, but whatever. I don't know. That's as landlords are wont to do.
Yeah, the fun of landlords. That's dealing with some of that fun right now with all the Texas freezing shit. So fingers crossed.
Fucking A. Yeah.
But
Good
yeah.
luck, dude.
Thank you, thank you. We'll need it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that winter was brutal, man. That
Yeah,
was so gnarly.
dude, that was
Oh, it was awful.
it. Really was. That was like I again grew up in cold, one of the rare cold parts of Texas, but fucking never seen anything like that. That was insane. Fuck that.
No. Yeah, we were boiling our water for like 3 months. It was crazy. Did you
Yeah,
have to do the same thing? Yeah.
it was yeah, a lot of boiling water, a lot of we had a lot of like got everyone in the little living room, boarded didn't quite board up, like pillowed it up basically, and just lived in there for almost a month.
Awful. Yeah. We didn't have power for legitimately 3 weeks straight. So we actually just left during that time.
That's a smart move.
Yeah, because I was like, this fucking sucks. And then we came up here to like outside of Chicago, and then like a massive storm came through, and we lost
God.
power up here for 2 weeks. So it was the same shit.
God damn.
Yeah, but and you're in North Carolina, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm on kind of like central North Carolina. That's where I stay. So,
Very cool.
but I travel when I can. So, that's just kind of the home base. It's like that state in particular.
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I really like North Carolina, man. I like that state a lot.
That's a cool spot, man. There's a lot of like advantage. You have the beach on one side, the mountains on the other. So, it's pretty
Right.
sick. But
Yeah, I have a shitload of friends who live there actually out at West
yeah?
Hayden.
okay,
Hayden's Concord. Yeah, a lot of those dudes live there.
interesting. That's
Raleigh.
cool. Yeah, Raleigh's 40 to an hour away from me. So,
Okay, very cool.
I'm just like directly just in the middle between all the big cities on the state. Which is
Rad,
convenient
okay.
for like shows. Just take an hour, whatever, this way, that way, depending on what show I want to go to. So
Definitely, yeah. I was at Raleigh GalaxyCon a few years ago.
oh shoot, nice.
I don't know if were you at that one or no? I
I've
don't know
not
when it
been
was.
to. I remember when GalaxyCon was coming out, but I didn't go. I think I honestly saw the flyer with you guys' name on it. I was like, oh, that's cool. but like didn't really go. With the pandemic, things took a while to open back up, and now since then I've kind of been like, do I want to go? Do I want to spend the money to get that way, and then figure out whose house do I crash at, and then
Oh,
deal with
right.
everybody. But no, Raleigh's cool. I've not been to GalaxyCon. That one's really big because of the voice acting celebrities they have over there. A lot of people I know I will just go for because this guy did the voice for Mario or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah, that's actually the coolest thing about GalaxyCon too, is they're like the only ones who put the comic talent with the other talent. So
Mhm.
like, actually they're just fucking awesome, dude. Like in the green room, they have the craziest spreads of food and stuff, and then like you just sit down and have lunch with like a bunch of really famous people and kind of pretend
wild.
that that you belong there. It's really dope. Yeah,
That's sick.
I love doing those cons. They're really cool people.
It's awesome.
Fuck yeah. I need to. Well, fuck, I could go to North Carolina for the first time next month, the month after,
2 months
something,
or so, yeah.
some shit like that.
So, watch
Something
for
All
us.
right, just to visit and hang out.
little. Hopefully, some bookings come through. We'll see. Gotta can never stop the wrestling grind when you're in different cities. Try and make a little bit of where you can make a little name.
Oh yeah, who's that dude? Oh, Seth Rollins. You know that
Fuck
cat?
Yeah.
yeah.
He lives in my hometown. He's got like a fucking wrestling gym here and shit.
Fuck yeah. Black and Brave and well, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. At a
That's right downtown.
fuck yeah. No, that
That's
he
sick.
he's the only other wrestler I know who shares my same kayfabe names. What's his name? Colby Lopez, to break kayfabe for a minute for Mr. Seth Rollins. Sorry, Seth. But only other Colby I know in wrestling right now.
That's funny. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. I see that dude everywhere. He's always out and about.
Dude, he is like legitimately super nice with his time too. Like I've seen him take so much time with young wrestlers that like are my level and smaller, and like he doesn't even have to fucking pay attention to us, and he'll like take them under and like give them pointers and talk to them and all kinds of shit. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's rad. He's rad. He's a
fucking-
lot smaller in person than I would think. I would think he looks fucking massive on TV, but yeah, he's not that big.
I'll say this: he's one of the people that gets very creative with his height and weight on when he comes into the ring.
They all do that, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I will say Colby is 6'2", 6'3". Jason Way, my ring name is 6'5" everywhere.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Break down too much of the kayfabe world, but it's always funny when you see pictures of wrestlers together because like, oh, that dude's 6'5", that dude's 6'4", that dude's 6'2", that dude's 5'5", and they're all like almost the same height. Like someone's not quite right.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Man, did you see that Iron Claw movie?
Yes. Yes. Dude, I fucking brought the tissues and cried for a few hours and went home and cried a little bit more. And then, dude, it's a beautiful movie. And I'm just insane. I'm very happy how much they were able to get into the movie.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much they fit into it without like overshadowing or skipping too much.
Right. I mean, they cut that one brother out completely.
Yeah.
Right, but
Chris is gone for some reason, but
yeah, kind of
I
wild.
didn't want to
but-
be too depressing. Was what I heard in one of the reviews. Like, I don't want to be too depressing.
well,
Yeah.
I think
read that interview. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! The sad thing is, my theory is all of his tragic stuff is really similar to other similar things in the movie, and I'm kind of wondering, like, well, we can't have two suicides that happen at the farmhouse here, and we can't have two amputee moments almost.
Right. Yeah.
Dude,
no, that was the interview that I read with the filmmaker. He was like, "This, if we had him in there, it just almost doesn't seem real. Like it's so ridiculous. It's not, like almost not believable." Which I could totally understand because I almost didn't believe it watching it.
Yeah, it's like when you look at that story, and it is just insane the amount of tragedy they had, and they're like, "Oh, we're cursed," and everyone's like, "Oh, you're not cursed." That's the one family where I'm like, there might have been a curse, guys. There
Right.
might have been something there. I
Well,
don't.
you know that whole Von Erich shit, like the initial like Nazi heel character, that history of the dad is fucking crazy too. You could make a movie out of that.
Yeah. Okay. There's if people want to, I know with Dark Side of the Ring, a lot of people are into it now, and there's a lot of dark places in wrestling that you could make some very great cinema out of.
For sure. Yeah, yeah.
I'm I mean, I know we've had a lot of wrestling comics here in the recent years. I'm still surprised we don't have more wrestling comics kind of diving into that aspect, though. I feel like that's another fertile ground for
Yeah.
comics.
No, it seems like most of the pro wrestling comics kind of turn it into like a superhero thing, or
Yeah.
get the like supernatural shit rather than like, I don't know, some kind of like melodrama or something, which I think would be really fascinating, like a Jake the Snake comic. That would be fucking
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd
super.
be sick.
Yeah. I would read the hell out of that.
Dude, that would be again, yeah, that'd be a great even 12 issues of just like going deep into just how dark and weird his life was.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, like again, the origin story alone with like his upbringing alone is enough for 4 movies worth of tragedy in some ways.
Right. Absolutely. Man, that's a good idea. It's very good.
Get on, we need to start booking that shit. Dan, get writing.
I mean, I can. Start studying everyone's scripts, which are probably in the back of the books you guys have, actually. So I was noticing those are included in the copies of Double Walker and stuff. So
Oh, dude, that is. I know we'll probably be a little all over the place, but I will say the back matter and Double Walker and Tremor Dose physical releases is fucking very much appreciated. That shit is awesome.
Oh, thank you, dude. I can't remember what is in there.
There's a lot of just like sketches, a little bit of scripting. I know Trimmer Dose actually has the shorthand you and Michael used back and forth, and it's like him explaining how you guys were going back and forth on
Oh,
that.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I so much of that stuff is like when we put that stuff together at the end, it's like a mad dash, and then I'm like, I never want to look at this again because I'm so stressed out. But okay, I remember that.
it's totally valid.
Yeah, that I can definitely relate. I know there's no better feeling than finishing a project, but also I don't want to call it a better feeling. It's like that. It's almost like getting rid of an anxiety boulder on your shoulder for a minute until the next one rolls
Totally.
down.
Yeah, and you still have those like, or at least I do. I get those fucking panic attacks where I wake up every 10 minutes like, oh my God, I gotta get this done. And then I'm like, wait, there's nothing, you know?
Yes, I'm horrible at that. Weeks I have a booking, or if like Dan and I have a big interview or something, I'll be like after it happens, I'll like wake up and do the exact same thing. I'm like, shit, I get my bag, my gear's not ready. And I'm like, dude, I did that fucking yesterday. What am I doing?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, vestigial stress.
Yeah, this the stress just holds on a little bit more.
Yep.
Dude, that was man. Yeah, it was really cool again to revisit a lot of your work. To be honest, like rereading Triberdose and Double Walker and Diabolical, all like kind of in a back to back faction. I did one a day. It's really cool to watch your work. How well it complements each other. It's almost like a weird triptych in some way, especially with those three. I don't know if I'm just making up going back to back, but they work together really well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. I think, working with Michael since I think we're on our like seventh or eighth project together now. I think like, I always try to impress him with stuff. So like when I'm doing stuff with someone else, it's a little bit different because like, uh, I don't know. Michael and I have spent so much time together and talked so much, and we have like this understanding. And I feel like when we work together, it's kind of like a different process altogether, you know. And like this third book that we're working on now, this third big book is like I'm doing something completely different again, and I'm just excited. Like I'm kind of hoarding all the materials until I just dump it on him in a big pile, you know, and then I just get very excited to show him. So like I think that's really cool that you see like a progression, I guess, between those three things. Uh, but yeah, I think I don't know. Sometimes I get really worried that none of my shit looks like any of the other stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if I even have like an artistic identity, you know, like if you see something I do, you would even recognize it, you know.
Oh no, dude!
So
I legit, I would say you have like a very recognizable fingerprint. Like your stuff sticks out of like it's you. I can't really compare. Honestly, like with Faceless in the Family right now getting really big, that's the only thing I can kind of even kind of put in the same category, and even that's not. I wouldn't say, but like your stuff sits as very much Noah Bailey, and it's very much
yeah,
you. Yeah.
I mean, it's got that, but it's also got some influences I like notice, but I also just consume a lot of this crazy media. Like, were you influenced by Tintin at all or French slang? Or
oh yeah, see. I love Tintin, and honestly, my biggest, I think, like European influences would be uh Tenino Liberatore. You know
okay,
his work? Yeah, like
not exactly.
Ranxerox. He did a lot of stuff with heavy metal back in like
Okay,
the 70s,
Hell
80s.
yeah.
And then my biggest one though is Jacques Tardy.
mm, okay.
Yeah.
And I
See,
think some of his stuff is kind of Tintin looking. Like here, I have every one of his books, but like here, I'll show you some of this crap.
okay,
He's
sick.
got like he does a lot of those same kind of faces and stuff. Does that
Oh,
show
sick.
up?
Yeah,
Oh
that's instant.
hell yeah.
That's super cool, actually. Okay, yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I see it.
this is like all repeatograph artwork, and then he also does these incredible paintings. But yeah, I'm hugely inspired by that dude. And then actually, I got this shit everywhere, dude. Oh
Fuck.
yeah,
Hell
I got
yeah.
a Tintin right here.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck yes.
Here, you might recognize some of this stuff. This is Liberator.
Huh. Okay, I recognize the name now that I've seen it like written out. But
Yeah. Okay. See, this is like some of his stuff. He uses a lot of like
okay,
dried
Oh,
out marker technique and stuff, you know.
oh
that's
hell
sick.
But
yeah.
I
but
see it
yeah.
now.
So was that one of the big inspirations for? I know I saw an interview about kind of your process, how many different mediums you use, and mixing the mediums. Is that some where some of that influence comes from? Because that's like such a cool way to. One reason your art sticks out so well is like I love seeing the different mediums mixed that way.
Oh, as far as like process goes, I don't really take a lot from other people as much, just because I have this like weird fear that if I learn too much technique, like actual learned technique, that it'll like ruin my brain, you know. Like
Yeah,
I like the way that I think about the process. So like I don't want to be influenced on that level really. And like most of that shit is really just me failing hard and then figuring out ways out of it until it becomes just a thing I do. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like honestly, I think I discovered a lot of like my painting technique came from doing really trash ink drawings and being like, I need to cover this shit up till it looks good. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah. No, I love that though. I do like again going back to I think that's how you keep your spirit in the work too because it's like it comes from you. If you're not basing off of what someone else did, then that's you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
Oh
Yeah. I I'm trying to get a little bit like put some distance between myself and mixed media at the moment, just because I think I used to draw in ink really well, and I've been doing mixed media so long that I use it as a crutch now,
Huh.
kind of, you know. So
interesting.
I just want to do just like some straight black and white ink right now, you know. So
Oh
that's
hell
like a lot of what I've been doing lately, especially on mine and Michael's next book, which I'm very excited about.
yeah. I
That's sick.
that is very sick. I know again Dan and I clearly big fans, very excited for whatever you and Mike are going to cook up. I know every time you guys put up something, it's something we honestly talk about for like a week or more, just dissecting, going back and forth on.
It's
Oh
true.
man, dude, that's so cool to hear. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, dude. Well, when you guys have had such like, not only we've talked about Trevor Dose and Double Blocker. Well, the one I know a lot of people probably know most right now is obviously Wonder Woman Black and Gold 6. You guys got to do a short in that, which it's so cool seeing you guys get to tackle a character like Wonder Woman because it is so now getting meeting both of you. It is so clearly you and his Wonder Woman. Like no one else does a Wonder Woman like that.
Thank you, man. Yeah, that's not a character I ever thought that I would draw, honestly. That is not like, I mean, like, yeah, I just think that as far as like DC characters, that is the furthest one outside of my wheelhouse. I don't usually draw like attractive women, you know, that's not my shit, you know. But I don't know. I had a blast working on that, and those were like the biggest pages I've ever done too. Like they
Hmm.
were, for me, they were very large because I typically work pretty small. But yeah, that's really nice to hear. Thank you.
Oh, dude, of course,
Nice,
yeah.
dude.
And yeah, that was a big surprise when that book came out, and I know Michael had like told us like, "Hey, I got some stories come out this year," because he kind of mentioned like the Bizarro one, and he kind of mentioned the Wonder Woman one, and we're both like, "Oh, those are like very different characters, very
Yeah,
cool." And
yeah,
then again, seeing your guys work next to it, one thing I always appreciate about DC, it seems like they're willing to give chances to some very different minds and different artists sometimes. And I love those little anthology books like that. So it's really cool seeing you guys pop up in that.
thank you. Yeah, no, it was a blast, dude. I think I liked actually the editor was so cool on that book. Like, there are a few panels in there that Michael and I were pretty sure would not make it into the book because they were kind of gnarly, you know, like that panel with the wife with the gun to her head and her
Yeah.
mascara is running. And
Yeah.
Michael was like, "Oh, that's not gonna fly," you know, and it was okayed immediately. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is rad!" You know, they're letting us do whatever we want. And yeah, DC is the shit, dude. I would love to do more work for them, but I don't know.
Well, who would you like? Who's like, if you had to pick, like, if someone at DC was like, hey, we got like 5, 6 characters open, you can do a short or two, who was their dream character?
And would you want to do it with Michael or just by yourself? Or
Oh, I would love to work with Michael on anything, you know. I mean, there are a few writers that like yeah, obviously Michael, he's like the idea machine. That guy has you could tell him the most obscure character possible and he already has like 5 story ideas for every single one of them. It's unreal. But Michael and I a few years ago were talking about how we really wanted to do like some Clarion the Witch Boy shit and
Oh,
some, you know,
fuck yeah.
the demon stuff and like those kind of less loved Jack Kirby characters and like take them in like a really fucking like late 70s like witch horror style, you know, like evil
yeah,
speak and like just get real nasty with it, you know.
Hell
But yeah,
yeah.
that would be my dream is to do Clarion. That's like my shit, you know.
that'd be
Fuck.
sick.
Dude, that would be kind of perfect. I killed to do that. That's fucking amazing. I want that book now. That's dude. That
That's so
is
cool.
that really would be. Yeah, that I'll be honest, that wasn't one I would have originally imagined you picking, and now trying to visualize it, that shit is dope. That's just like I read Diabolical earlier today, so just coming straight off that, I think you could do some cool ass shit with Clarion. That would be
Oh,
dope.
thank you, dude. Yeah. I'd be curious to know like who could you see me doing?
Dude, well, there's so one thing I always love about your style is like it's versatile in ways I don't think people think because like you have so much momentum in your work, like from panel to panel that I think a lot of people originally miss because there's some really cool shit going on and like especially okay, Double Walker. There's some really great work there, just facial emotion. So I think any character that is built on like really those deeper, darker emotions, I think you would knock it out of the park. I would kill to see your Hellblazer, to be honest,
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
just to see what you could, what your Constantine would look like. That would be one. Animal Man, just because I'm an
Yeah,
Animal
you
Man
beat me to
sucker.
it.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's the
sorry,
same
Dan.
thing.
Sorry,
That was
Dan.
my plan. I was like, Animal Man. So just so Michael wants to do Animal Man books so bad. So
Oh yeah, yeah. No, he's been pushing that big time, and he's got some incredible story ideas for both of those characters actually.
oh, for sure. I don't know. Dead Man would be kind of cool too.
Oh,
Oh, I
Dead Man.
love see. Okay,
I
I
feel like
love
that.
all of them,
This is a cult, guys. I think it'd be sick to see you do an actual like 4-issue mini or whatever with. So
dude. Yeah, all characters that I've like they're in my like top 10 for sure, you know.
Okay.
And then I have some weird ones that I just would love to draw because I think that they'd be challenging and like I'd love to draw Big Barda and just I don't know. Honestly, all the Kirby characters really. I like
Yeah.
all that.
That's fair.
Dude,
But
that
man, yeah, that's rad, dude. Yeah, we're definitely on the same page here. Those are the characters that I love.
Oh yeah.
hell yeah.
How did you meet Michael anyway? Like, do you guys go back from like a college or a show or something, or?
No, we actually I'm trying to think what year it would have been. Would have been like 2015 or 2016, somewhere in there. I was listening to Forever Midnight podcast all the
Okay.
time,
Yeah.
and like I just love those dudes, and like I was just that was like what I would do from the time I woke up to went to bed. You know, no matter what I did, I was listening to that podcast, and then Michael was like a frequent guest on there, so I was like, this dude is fucking hilarious. There was like at one point I was at the gym and I was like bench pressing with dumbbells, and he said there was like a King Kong episode, I think, and he said something that made me laugh so hard that I like dropped the weights and almost killed myself. And I was like, damn, this dude's fucking awesome, you know. So like I started following him on every form of social media, and then from that, I found out that he was trying to make comics, and he messaged me and was like, "Dude, let's do a comic together," you know. And he he said, "Let's do, what was his fucking financial suicide pact," you know? And he was like, "Let's put out like a shitty zine that we lose money on," you know. So we started working on Tremor Dose, and then that was that, you know. So that would have been like 2015, 16, somewhere in there.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, that's fucking rad. That's Michael's like one of the most approachable people I think I've ever met in the comics field, period.
Yeah.
Like that dude, that was we weren't that far off from how he got to be a guest on our last show where I think yeah, Dan, you kind of spearheaded that one.
When Mortal Wonder Woman book came out, and we were talking on Twitter, and I tagged Michael in it, and just casually was like, "Hey, we have a podcast. You want to talk on it sometime?" And I expect him to be like, "Yeah, I'm good." And instead, he was like, "Yeah, I can hit you guys up in March. Let's talk." And we were like,
Like,
"What?
oh shit,
No
no.
way." And then ever since then, he's just kind of been the dude, man, just hanging out or chatting back and forth. Or see, I post about a band and swipes up because he's like, "Oh, I love that band." Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, "Awesome," you know.
He's
Like it's been cool.
yeah.
Watching that whole friendship kind of grow from like the pod until Deception now. So
Yeah, he's no, he really is just like the coolest. He's the coolest dude. I think he's a special person. I've never met anybody like that dude. He's legitimately
sure.
the funniest person I've ever met in my life. Like I don't know. At least for me, he is. Like when I'm around that dude, I don't stop laughing. Like my stomach hurts. I feel like I'm gonna piss myself constantly. He's amazing.
I
Yeah,
Awesome.
love that.
Dan, I don't think you know this even. So when I was in wrestling school, I was trained by Dustin Rhodes. The showcase, we did a live showcase, and Michael was in the group chat watching it, and he kept on like every time I come like, "Oh, Jason Wade's so strong. Jason Wade, oh look at that strong clothesline. Send him to Japan. He needs to be on the ring now. He needs to be in AEW now." The next day, Dustin came up to me like patting my shoulder, like they fucking love you on there, kid. Good work, good work. And it's like entirely because of him. Entirely because of him. And I was
That's
like,
fucking awesome.
yeah, forever.
So
Thank you,
sick.
Michael, for that. Forever.
Yeah, he's a dude. He's like the biggest cheerleader for his friends too. You know, he's like he's everybody's champion, and like I don't know, he's just a fucking solid dude.
100.
Yeah, totally.
He is. He is. This is the Michael Love Fest part of the Odd Man Out
I know he wants
episode.
to be an episode. I think we'll get him on pretty soon. Cause I already messaged him. I was like, "Oh, we got Noah," and he was like, "Oh, sick." So, I know he wants to come back for another one sometime soon. So,
Oh hell yeah, dude.
We'll get it.
Yeah. Man, we've got um, some secret projects that we did. One really big one that we finished last year that still hasn't been announced,
Oh shit.
and we cannot talk about it. But if that ever fucking comes out, I would love to come back with Michael on here.
That'd be sick.
You
Totally down.
more than
Yeah.
welcome. That is fucking hilarious because I don't know what it is, but I know again 2 years ago talking to him on our last show, he also at that point had very similar secret stuff, and I know he finally one of them was the Bizarro book or the Bizarro story.
Okay.
I know that was one of them that he at the time couldn't tell us and was very much like because I think Dan, I think you were the one that were pitching a Bizarro book to him or something like.
I was pitching something random. I don't know if it was that or like
You got a little too close to what was happening, Paris.
I have this ability where I just kind of like hone in without realizing I'm honing in and just go for it.
You
It's
nailed
that
it.
or Jonah Hex or something. It was some random obscure DC thing, and Michael was like totally into it.
That was a good episode. That was cool. No, it'd be rad. It'd be rad. I for many reasons hope whatever you guys have cooking up gets released, obviously, but for selfish reasons, I would love you guys back on the show, of course.
Oh yeah, dude. No, this is super fun, and yeah, I think that the shit that I did on that book is like the best stuff I've done so far too. So like, I've been
Hell
sitting
yeah.
here like just praying, hoping, wishing.
That's the fun of the NDA and the fun of the contract.
Yeah, dude. It seems like everything in comics works like that. So
If I've learned in my short time in wrestling and talking to comic friends, it's like comics, wrestling, and music is a shit ton of just hoping your best shit gets seen, even though it's already done. Talk a lot about Michael. We do got to give credit to Josh Davidson. We haven't mentioned him, writer on Diabolical.
yeah.
How did that partnership come about?
Well, so this is actually, I'm not going to name any names, but this is actually a funny story because I essentially was hired to take part in this anthology from this new publisher. And I was, let me think about this. Okay. So I was paired with Josh. I don't know Josh personally. Like we've chatted obviously at this point. Like we've become friendly. Like I really like the dude. He's a great dude. But so I didn't know him. So I was paired with him for this anthology, and essentially I worked my ass off on these 12 pages, and when I turned in the work, the editor fired us, and he was like, yeah, he had these like ridiculous. It's the biggest shit show I've ever been a part of, and I'm not gonna take part in any more like unknowns anymore. Like take part in any bullshit Kickstarter books that I don't know the people running. Yeah, that was a jumbled sentence, but I think
No, I think you got your point across.
Yeah, so essentially I was stuck with these 12 pages, and I reached out to Josh and I was like, man, we just got totally boned. I feel really bad because this is like an opportunity for you to have your work seen, and I don't know if he's done other work than that so far, but maybe I'm not totally sure, but I know that he was like really excited about that. So I was like, how about I take this and like try to find another publisher? Maybe we could get it put into like a magazine or something. And at one point I had like a pretty good back and forth with the editors over at Heavy Metal magazine. So I reached out to them, and they weren't over at Heavy Metal anymore because that team changes every 6 months. So like even though that's like my dream is to work with Heavy Metal magazine, one of many, but yeah. So finally, I just posted a few of the images on Twitter and said, any publishers want this weirdo 12-page story, and Strangers reached out to me, and he was like, can I see the rest of this? Eddie over at Strangers is like the coolest dude in comics, man. He's like he's just like, he's a lot like Michael, really. He's like that guy just fucking loves comics. He's so passionate. and he just wants to help people be seen, you know. And so he checked it out, and then he was like, "Can you do a backup story just to fill out the pages?" And I was like, "This is the perfect opportunity to dig into my old sketchbooks with like hundreds of short stories in them." So I basically like reached out and I was like, "How about we create an ongoing magazine where I work with an art writer of my choosing and then do my own story in the back?" And he was like, "Fuck yeah," you know. So that's kind of how that all started. So I actually wrote my story in that in 2015, and yeah, I have notebooks full of weird shit like that. So,
Fuck
but the next several issues of Diabolical I have planned with different writers, and like some first time writers and like just dudes that I've known for a while, and they're like so fucking talented and just haven't done anything yet. So I was like, this is like what the kind of shit that I want to do. So the next few issues are gonna have the coolest fucking stories, man. Like I'm so
Sick.
stoked.
hell
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's kind of how that whole thing came about. And yeah, Josh is a really rad dude, and I hope that he gets more work and that his shit gets seen.
Fuck yeah. That's
It's
I
awesome.
was I was wondering about Diabolical, just in general, the future of it, because the presentation of it, I love the name, I love it. Like, it's just a fucking cool book on the shelf.
Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really like graphic design shit, you know. I really get into that part of like book design. So yeah, I was really proud of the packaging on that. And I definitely I've got I've got the covers planned and all the inside stuff planned for the next several issues too, because I want to get fucking weird with it, get into like that weird Japanese collage shit, you know.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah. Do you have any idea when the like next potential issue could drop? Is it this year maybe or
It will definitely be this year. So we're actually playing with format. We're talking about maybe doing bigger books rather than like just kind of like upping the value essentially, and maybe
I
like
got you.
putting like several stories in one issue. So it'll probably be in several months would be the next issue. But
Awesome.
yeah, it'll be a lot bigger than the 24 pages.
Fuck yeah,
That's dope.
that's exciting. I feel like that is something that you could see grow into something like really fucking cool. Really
Oh,
cool.
hope so, man. Thank you so much. Yeah. One of the writers is like he became one of my best friends. His name's Craig Hurd McKenney. Do you guys
Kirk
know his
McKinney.
That
work?
sounds
I was
familiar, but
gonna,
I don't know if I hear names. So
yeah, that's
So
just
he just did a bunch of stuff. He did a story in the new Boris Karloff book from
yes.
okay, yeah, that's where I heard the name.
and then man, he's like that dude is so hardworking. He just never stops, and he's been self-publishing under Headless Shakespeare Press for years, like
Okay.
20 years. And I mean, I would recommend every book that guy has ever done. He
Fuck yeah.
fucking researches his ass off. He comes up with these just genius stories that are so like dense with subtext, and like he's just really fucking brilliant. He's an incredible writer. And so we did a bigger book together that I finished last year, and that it's called Station Grand. I don't know if you guys saw that. It
I
had
don't
like a
I think I saw
Kickstarter.
you posting about it. I just had a chance
yeah.
to grab a copy. So
You oh yeah.
I remember seeing you post about it. So
Oh yeah. So that's like yeah, we did so that was a Kickstarter book, but then it got bought by a publisher. So
With
but yeah, here, I got all of this. Like I just have piles of shit next to me. So like yeah, these are like some fucking
holy
yo,
here's like the
sick.
fuck.
cover I did.
Oh shit, that's dope.
And then like see this is like some of the shit. See like on these pages I did like some more like tech pen shit
Oh
kind of
Yo, that's cool.
dude.
That's really cool.
and then
Oh
these are like people these are all people that paid to be in the comics, so I had to like I had one photo of each of these people and had to like reference it to draw them from different it was really I love shit like that, so that was a good time. But
wow.
And then I'm also super excited because in that book I have I did like a 16-page backup story in that that's like all autobiographical. I don't know if I sent you guys that, but it's some it's like about sleep paralysis and insomnia.
Oh,
Here,
I'm not sure.
okay. See, it's some weird shit. See, these are like big double page spreads.
Oh,
They're sick though.
that is fucking awesome.
Those are really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like really stoked for people to see this because I've never done anything like this before, and it's like a very personal.
Yeah, dude, that's incredible. I'm not gonna lie, that is. I
Thank you,
dig
man.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, I can send you guys a PDF of that if you want to check it out. But,
100%.
I'd love to check it out. That'd be sick.
That'd be hella fucking awesome.
but yeah, so Craig wrote. I asked him to write me like a 12-page story for an issue of Diabolical, and it became so big that it's like 120 pages. So we're gonna serialize that in the next several issues too, and it's like absolutely fucking bonkers, like really cool genre shit, you know. And I'm really stoked about it. But anyways,
Dude, that is exciting news. I like 2024 has already got a shit ton of cool books coming, and I'm like seeing the more and more cool shit coming and the weird shit. This year is looking to be filled with weird shit, and that's what we're here for.
right? Yeah, me too, man.
100%. Well, so you mentioned all of some projects coming up. You mentioned a lot of people you love to work with. Is there any like if you had? I know this is like a very generic question, but it's always a fun one. Is there like a writer, anyone that if you could pick anyone just to work one book with or anything like that?
I've got two writers that I would like, that I would fucking, and I don't even know if they work anymore, to be honest with you. But I've like been a fan of these dudes for so long that I would kill to work with these guys. Bruce Jones and
Yeah.
Doug Mensch.
Uh,
Okay.
Those are my two dudes, and yeah, I would just absolutely fucking love to do anything with those guys, you know. But
that
I mean, there's so many writers that work now that whose work I love and I would love to work with, you know. But like as far as like, yeah, those are at the top of my list always, you know.
the top.
That's awesome.
That's a fucking solid ass top. That really is. God damn. Fuck yeah.
Pretty sick.
I'd love to see that shit. Well, I know we don't want to keep you here all night. I know it's busy stuff all around. Dan, do you have any final questions before we start any wrapping up stuff?
It's not really the comics, but it's in the same wheelhouse things we talk about here. Slightly off topic, but kind of related and art filled. Is there any records you've enjoyed recently in general music? I know you're a big music guy. I noticed you and I seem to swap bands back and forth quite a bit with like Milusky and stuff. But was just chilly curious what you've been listening to or enjoying lately as we kind of wrap things up here. I would recommend to check out.
Okay, I've been listening to. Honestly, I kind of do this thing where I like to go through band, like when I find a band, I like to, if I dig a song, I'll go back to the beginning and I'll listen to their whole discography from song one to the end, you know.
Done the same thing. That's sick.
Yeah, that's like I if I'm a fan of something, I get like really into it, you know. I find all the fucking side projects, like
Yeah.
I find out
Yeah.
from. I love that shit, you know. So like I've been listening to a lot of Big Boys. They're
Okay.
yeah, you know that. Yeah, they're
That's a punk band, right? Yeah.
punk band from the like early 80s in Austin. Love their shit. Lately Elvis Costello.
Hell yeah.
All right. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Buzzcocks.
Nice.
Big Thief. I'm a huge fan of Big Thief.
Okay.
Suicide.
Oh.
Jesus.
Dude, so good.
Yeah, yeah. Jesus
Suicide's
and Mary.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of go hand in hand for me. I don't think that they're like super similar, but for some reason I always put them together in my mind. Um, honestly, a lot of the, the stuff that's kind of always. I have like a few bands that are kind of ever present, and typically it's like Misfits and like any
Yep.
Wu Tang affiliated shit. So like Raekwon and Capadonna and yeah,
dope.
any Misfits record, and then
Hell,
other than like that Danzig was on. I don't listen to much stuff after that, but
That's fair.
we don't
and then
don't count the graves.
there's some merit to it. I just like I think it's like different stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I just really I'm stuck with that Danzig stuff
Oh,
definitely.
you're preaching to the choir. Dan hears about my love of
Yeah.
Danzig
Didn't you meet
nonstop.
Danzig?
Yeah,
Dan-
yeah, I
I
fucking
did.
did. That dude
I
is.
met Danzig once.
How'd that happen?
So in Austin, they were doing his last movie, his spaghetti western. He
Okay.
did a screening for it. Very classic Danzig screening. He was supposed to sit with us, do Q&A. He wasn't there to begin with. Came in about 40 minutes late. Said hi. Was super fucking nice. Left. Went back to his hotel while the movie was playing. Came back. Then stayed for like 2 hours and just hung out talking to people and shit. And I went up to him and just said, "Oh, hey, man, big fan. I use, at the time, I was using one of his songs as a theme song. I'm like, hey, I'm a wrestler. I use Skin Carver as my intro music." And he's like, he just stopped and goes, "You're a wrestler?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he just fucking puts the devil horns out and like has like interlock him with him. And he's like, "That's good shit, brother. That's good shit." And it was my Danzig moment, and he drifted off into the night like the vampire man he is. Never saw him again, but it was an experience. I got Danzig that night, and it was worth it.
That is so cool. Wow.
He's an interesting dude. He is just as much like meeting him in person. He's the only person I've met where I'm like, okay, you're exactly what I imagined in every way, good and bad.
Hey, that's good. Consistency.
Yeah,
I think it's important.
dude. Yeah, he consistency. If you can't say anything about Danzig, he is the same man he's always been.
That's awesome.
But again, dude, thank you so much for being on this. It really does mean a shit ton to us. Thank you.
Oh no, thank you guys so much for having me, man. This was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'll come back whenever.
Fuck yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll let you know when it's like upload and edited and all that stuff. Like I said, I'll send you a link to it and everything. If there is anything that needs to be cut out, I can cut out. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really care, honestly. I don't think I said I don't know. I don't think I have no idea what I said, to be honest with you, but I'm sure it was mostly okay.
It sounded fine, honestly. Just once again, appreciate for doing this episode with us and chatting with us the past couple weeks in general. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. No, I really appreciate it, and thank you guys so much for being so supportive and for like, I don't know, for buying the stuff and actually enjoying it. I like that means a lot,
for sure.
seriously. And like you guys reaching out means a lot. And yeah, I love that it's like such an easy thing now to like reach out and communicate with people that are on the other side of the world. You know,
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
It's fucking.
Very
It's cool. We can hopefully get all the cool weirdos together and give a little place for us to find cool art together.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you again to Noah Bailey for joining us on our launch episode of Odd Man Out. That was fucking incredible. I personally love talking to him. I know, Dan, I know you did too.
He's such a nice guy. I
Yeah.
mean, he's got good music taste. He likes Iron Claw, which is crazy. They only strike me as a wrestling fan, but a little bit he didn't know was really awesome to hear and talk about.
No, that was
Um,
dope. Got some Dustin love for Howard Stern in there too, and a lot of really deep European cut, awesome comics to go with
For sure.
Jacob for us now.
Always down to talk about European comics. This stuff is crazy.
Yeah, fucking insane. Again, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for listening to this. This has been a passion project for a while now for us. So to have it finally here, recorded, released, is a big step. And truly, thank you to every single person listening to this right now. As cheesy as it sounds, it really does mean a lot. Thank you guys. But for right now, a bigger thank you to Noah Bailey. If you want to follow his amazing career, which every single person listening to this should want to go follow his career. I believe the easiest way to do that is probably go follow him on all of his socials, and I believe all of his socials
I
is
think it's all under the same name.
yeah,
So
I do believe they're pretty much all under Boyish Death Tribe. Go follow him on everything on there. I know for sure his Insta. His Insta's a must follow. It's a great
He
one.
posts some really spooky, cool stuff a lot of time. It's very Lynchian. It's awesome.
Very Lynchian.
So
You see a ton of his progress shots on different different works he's doing and different things like that. We should also give a special shout out. Michael Conrad got brought up a lot in this interview. Friend of the show, friend of everyone on the show, amazing dude. Go follow him on Instagram and X and
yeah,
anywhere he's on as well.
I think Instagram and by his Exo Manowar, his Wonder Woman, his Nightwing backups, his shit. I don't know. Man's got a lot of work nowadays.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
so
know.
much cool stuff. So
I know. I'm sure he'll probably, well, with the clear Clooning connection, I'm sure he'll probably pop up in Distillery one of these days.
for sure.
Something pretty fun.
And probably on the show here in the next couple episodes at some point. So
oh yeah, yeah. We got some exciting stuff coming. This is literally just the beginning. Again, this is more than you guys think it is. This is the first peek into what Odd Man Out is, and Odd Man Out's going to be a lot of things. Thank you guys so much for being on the first step of this journey. Again, we have a whole ton of cool comics to go check out now. Everything Noah Bailey mentioned, go check that out.
He's got that Wonder Woman Black and Gold book that I think got collected in a trade with a bunch of other really sick creators as well. You should check out.
I believe so. I know Trimidos and Double Walker are both in print through Dark Horse or online through through Comixology originally, now through Kindle, I believe. The fun of the ever-changing landscape of the internet. But until next time, unless there's something I'm missing, I believe this is the first goodbye.
I think that is it, really, honestly. I mean, I don't have anything else really to plug. So
no, if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Real Jason Way for all my wrestling bookings and all that fun stuff. But until next time, thank you guys so much for listening again. Have a good day, a good night, and go make some fucking cool shit.